It doesn't matter. So she gave us one form because we're together,
It's a
and the
car.
two separate forms because we're two people. But I was nervous that she gave us that we didn't have enough for some reason. I thought they were going to ask me later and like, where's yours? Because they only gave us one because we're family and together. But they didn't. They just were like, okay, you're traveling together, great.
Yeah.
We go through the
And
first.
my first, when I came in, I was like, this is Korea. It felt like it because it was just like so many Koreans
Yeah, so
that
many
I
good
was just
everywhere.
like, wow. And just hearing a bunch of Korean everywhere. So it really felt like different there. And I
Right.
was like, wow. And the people at the desk, the guy was nice. There's one guy that spoke English ish, and two other people over there. And the two ladies didn't speak English at all. And I was like, okay, interesting. It's okay. I mean, I understood them enough to, if the other guy didn't speak English, it was going to be fine. But it was like fill out two other forms or whatever and do that. But I was moving so slow because I was so tired. I think I
Haggard.
only fell asleep within the last 30 minutes because we took a Benadryl like an
Oh
hour before
yeah,
getting off the plane because we were like getting stuffy because it was
breathing the same air.
hot and it's breathing the same air for a long time. And we have like some
Oh, masks.
horrible, oh yeah, we had to wear masks the whole time.
We
Yeah,
wore masks for 24 hours straight.
it was a lot. Yeah, by the end of that, my nose was like, you're done. Go sit down.
Came
You're
out.
out. You're in timeout. And I was
Time
like, oh
out.
my gosh. So by the time I got off, I was worried that I would start having some like really bad sneezing or some type of issues, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"This girl is sick," and I'm like, "No, it's just my allergies. I
Yeah.
have asthma. Help me."
Yeah.
Nothing
I
going
was
on.
scared. I was scared of the same things too, but I was warm because I had on this stupid sweater dress and leggings. And I
Yeah,
remember
it was
feeling warm
hot.
when I was going through the fever detector. I was looking at it pop up and say that 36.5, 36.5. She's green, she's green, she's fine. And I was like, okay. I see other people go through that. And I was like, let me take off my coat because I put it on for a second to make it easier to carry. And I took it off so quick because I was like, I can't be caught here over an incident and they're trying to say your fever's up because you're warm. Because I felt hot. I felt hot inside. I
Yeah,
was like, I don't know what's wrong with me either. So let me just take off this coat and cool off. I went through okay. My fever's. I didn't have a fever, so I was
there
fine.
was no air
Uh,
on
no air.
whatsoever in the airport. No air in the airport.
No
Gosh,
air in the airport. So many people in one spot and no air.
it was so hot.
The first line we go through,
Is
they
miles feet
separated
of
us
sight.
by they separated us by foreign passports and Korean passports. We're in the foreign passport line. That line took us what 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think so.
So 30 minutes to this line, and then we get to the next area where they ask us to install an app, and we talk to these people about um, where we plan to stay, and they
Oh, and they
check.
call like phone numbers to be like, do you know someone who's Korean, or do you have a Korean number so we can contact you if we need to contact you about anything?
Right.
So, pro tip, go ahead and go on Tradsy.com and order your
Korean SIM
SIM
card.
card. Yeah, your Korean SIM card. So that it's cheaper, it comes to you fast, you can get delivered to where you are, but you can get one in the airport. But I just feel like that's more work for you. You could already install it
So
yourself.
who did he call at the desk?
Who did he call? Me?
Yeah, who did he call?
Oh, he
He
called
didn't
my
call me.
number.
Oh,
Yeah, I put my number down. Your guy called me.
oh, he called you
Yeah.
while you were standing there.
Yeah. When I was standing in
Oh, I
line.
didn't know who he called. I was like, I don't remember giving them Faith's number because he was like, "You're her big sister," or something, and I was like, "Oh, he said you're Nuna or something." I don't know.
Was he
I
talking to me?
don't remember. I don't remember. I just remember being confused as to who he's talking about. I was like, "Did
sometimes
she get him?
sometimes I
Did
don't
she?"
remember what language I end up speaking in after it happens because it all feels like English to me. when
I'm
I'm
pretty sure.
receiving anything.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're her big sister, her Nuna or something," and then he was like, "Okay," but I thought that you gave him the Airbnb lady's number. So I was like, she called herself our Nuna. That must be who he called. I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe
You know,
she's
she would be
playing up
our
the part.
only.
I don't.
She played us
Whatever.
apart. You
Oh,
so
so
stupid.
that he wasn't. He must have been talking to English then, because I'm pretty sure he said big sister.
Okay, okay.
Because that makes sense. So he was like big sister or something, and yeah, and then he
Yeah.
was like, all right,
And I was
great.
like,
He
yeah,
started
she's
writing
staying for 3 months in Korea.
3 2 or something, and that didn't happen. I
Right.
mean, they don't.
Because
I don't know why they
they
asked so many times.
they pulled us. I was like, why they only pull us two over? Out of all the other people that came through the line, they only pulled us and like the military man into that other room to be like, oh, you remember when we finally got through that line, the longer
Yeah,
line?
I didn't notice that.
It
I
was
didn't
only the
know.
military man over there, and then I went over there too, and then you went over there as well.
Hmm.
And I was
I didn't think
like,
about that.
why are they only singling us out for this? To again scan your fingerprints and take a picture
Yeah.
and ask a dumb question like, why would you come? Why are you coming here? I'm here to avenge my forefathers. I want
Stop
to
it.
come to the country. Like, what else am I going to do?
From when?
When I talked to her at the front desk, or she gave me one already. So I was
Oh,
like,
the lady in the room gave me mine, but
yeah. And I was
I don't
like,
know.
what's the point of this secondary
Yeah.
step?
She asked us again, and then they took us to the area to wait for quarantine.
Oh,
Okay,
then
mind
we
you.
got our bags. Then we got our bags
Oh,
from the
right.
plane, and then we went over to the quarantine area.
We landed in Korea at 3:15 p.m.
Yeah,
We got to the area where we wait for quarantine at 7:14 p.m.
you think so?
I know so. It was
I think it was a
7:14
bit longer
p.m.
than that, right? The one downstairs or
Mm,
the one upstairs?
the
Not
one where
downstairs, but I
we,
mean like the one in the circle or the one
yeah,
with the
no,
kiln child.
the one with the Kyungchal at 7:14. 7, I think it was like 7:05 or something. And then we left that area at 8:15. About 8:15. So we sat and waiting to go to quarantine for like 45 to an hour. And then we finally get on a bus
I think you did drive that
to,
bus.
I think he drove the bus. So there was
I,
a police officer that rounded
he's
us up
so
when,
funny. He was so entertaining the whole time. I think I would have
yeah.
survived without him being there. He was
Why?
so funny because he was just so spirited. I was like,
Yeah.
they try to get stuff done out here.
It
Atlanta,
was late.
they'd be like, stand over there
No
and just
communicating.
look at me and then look at their phone. But these men were like, excuse me,
Moving.
moving my stuff,
Yeah.
moving their
Oh,
stuff, not and just like getting stuff done. I was just like, it's different over here. Y'all getting stuff
I didn't
done
tell
over
him
here.
about. So before we went upstairs to wait to go on the bus to quarantine, there was this area, this pre-waiting area before you go to another waiting area. In the pre-waiting area, he was allowing us to use the restroom, but we had to wait. So I went to the restroom and came back. And then my sister goes to the restroom, and then of course he chooses that time to be like, "All right, let's go," and that's all he says. And I'm like, "Wait!" My sister went to the restroom. Who's like, "She is coming," and he grabs her cart with the luggage on it, and he starts pushing it. He said, "I will help you. She is coming," and I was like, "What do you mean? Like I can just
Cute.
like it's fine." No, like whatever. But he starts walking away with her stuff, with my stuff, because I had her stuff. He started walking away with my stuff. I'm like, okay, well, let me just catch up. And then he's walking at top speed, pushing all the luggage ever. And I still didn't see you. I don't know if he was just like, well, she gonna have to whatever. I don't know what he was saying. I knew what he was saying, but I wasn't sure what he meant. And so, because I didn't see you, and I was like, he got our luggage, and she's not here. Man, I don't know what to do. But eventually, you come around the
Yeah, I
corner.
was down the
He gives
hall.
you
Yeah,
down the hall. He must have seen you from way back there, and then was like, okay,
maybe.
let's go. Saw you because he came to me after saying let's go, and he came right to me and was like and started grabbing his stuff. He's like, I will help you, she is
Mm.
coming, walk away. And so we finally go upstairs, and like Saya said, oh, we're boarding the bus with the spirited man who drove. And he drove the bus. The police officer drove the bus, drove us 30 minutes away to like
Actually, that was a
um
different police officer than the one that was finding all the people's names on the list. That was a different guy.
oh him, he wasn't, oh I see, he was
Yeah,
entertaining. He was getting
yeah. He was
frustrated
like,
over there.
Bali. The thing was taking a long
Yeah.
time. He would call somebody's name, and then they would just be like, and then one of their own people would call their names, and they'd be like,
In the same tone, the same pronunciation. I thought he
right.
was doing a good job, and they would just say their name a little bit faster, and people were like, "Me here, here," and then people started crowding around him to look at the clipboard because I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how badly he's pronouncing the name, but they started crowding. But he was like, like, back
Oh my
up. Like,
gosh.
we can't be just all heads here. Like, no. And he was like, all
Yeah.
right. And then he was, wait. And he would move back. And then sometimes he'd go to someone and be like, look at this. But from a safe distance.
Yeah.
And he was trying to tell them to line up. And then they were like, hurry up, man. And I don't think that they meant it any kind of way, but someone else came over was trying to get people to get in line and stay in shape and stuff. So that pay attention.
Stay in shape.
They kept boarding them, and we still had to sit there and wait. But anyway, eventually we got on the bus and drove to the hotel we're in now.
And when we got down there, we sat down. First of all, I struggled getting my luggage out of the bus and all this other stuff because I was like so exhausted and it just kept falling. And the guy was just waiting. I was like, you just have to keep waiting because I'm tired.
Yeah, unless you're gonna help.
We got there and sat down, and then we asked someone. So all along, we've been asking people, can we quarantine together? Because we live together and we are related. And they were like, yeah, no problem, sure, whatever. And then we get here, and the girl is like, oh, I don't know, I have to ask my manager or whatever she said, my boss, whatever. And then we asked the guy, and he's like, oh, you still have to self quarantine. But I don't think he understood that we already live together.
Yeah.
And so
I still think that
we would have the same illnesses, whatever was going on if we were ill or whatever. I think he only heard that we were sisters and like, this is a trip of sisters going together. But he didn't understand that we already live together and we do every single thing together. So if you're sick, I'm also sick. And it really doesn't matter if we're in the same room or not.
And I think he was just saying what he knew, which is that people quarantine separately and just responding to that.
Yeah. That's because we don't look anything alike. So like, your sister?
Are they sisters?
He's like, okay.
I don't think so. At this point, when we're getting the luggage off the bus, I'm thinking we can just walk in and go upstairs, like pay and go upstairs. But they had us do COVID tests and fill out some other
that was a murder attempt.
It was
on my life.
They shoved something in your throat, which I wasn't expecting. She was waving in my face, and I opened my nose. I was like,
yeah, I was like, and she was like your mouth or something. I was like, my mouth. We got oral fixation.
Bye. And so she shoved it in my throat, and I started gagging because I have a really sensitive tongue.
When you were gagging, I was at the suitcases with the guy getting ready to go. He was talking whatever. He was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And I was like, that's Joy.
Because she just take the test, and I'm like, I can't.
I'm like a crow.
You can't put. You cannot put things in my mouth that don't also touch my lips, or I will gag. That's just how it works for me. So sometimes if I'm brushing my teeth, I just gag because it's like it's a tube of toothbrush.
Yeah, I mean things just shouldn't be jabbed at the back of your throat. Only food in your throat down there.
Period. And so she did that, and then she did the nose one and swiped my brain a couple times. I hope she got enough juice because
this whole thing was burning. This was on fire. This whole side of my face because I don't know what she was doing. I feel like she was trying to plunge my nose through my brain hole. And I was like, what is going on? I couldn't see. I couldn't think.
I almost asked her.
And the whole thing was on fire. And I was like, my eye was hot and watering up. I was like, is she poking my eye out of the socket right here? It was like the worst experience in my life.
Terrible.
Ever.
Yeah, that one was bad. And it was worse because it was at the end of my rope. I was at the end of my rope with the day, and I just didn't have the patience for that. And so basically, when she was done poking me all over the face, she basically kicked me out. I was like, okay, go. And I was like, go where?
Right.
And
maybe like go. I'm like, give me more instructions.
I have to get my luggage from somewhere. And I almost walked back the other way, but I saw that I can only go one way, and I realized that it's a circle. So I went back around to the guy in the front, and he's like, okay. And he says, okay. And then he has a sheet of paper. And he's like, can you speak English? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, okay. And I don't know if he... Should we pause it?
This every day.
So we finally got to the hotel on what time? Sunday? It was Sunday here at 5. No, sorry, not 5. Sunday here at 9.
Yeah, at 9 something. You like clicked the card to get in.
And it was over. We made it. Once you clicked the card in, that's when we made it. It was all done.
Wow. Can't take me back now. Little take backs.
I'm in now. And then I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like, I'm here for the next 3 months. I'm going to live and enjoy life for at least that much time. No, nothing get me down. And let's see. So getting in the room, I was literally like, I have to shower and wash my hands immediately. I just felt so gross. And I think the first thing that I did was wash my hands so I can touch my luggage. So I touched my luggage, got some stuff out, went in the shower. I explored the room, which was very small. As you guys can see, this is the whole room. Took my shower, and I promptly passed the hell out. That was the end of the first night.
First night, I did the same thing. I came in and then I was like, where are my chargers? Where is my towel? I want to take a shower. I want to set up the charging station so that I could charge my phone and stuff. Then I took a shower. I think I briefly like walked around and showed some stuff like, oh, this is a mirror. Just as my phone would pass it, like, oh, it's a mirror. This is a bathroom. Whatever.
Yeah.
And I took a shower. After that, I feel like I set up Alexa. I set up my smart light.
You got a lamp and everything.
Yeah. I think I read my Bible, but I think I read it on my phone and not in the book this time.
Okay.
And prayed. And I think I went to sleep after that. I think by like 11 or 11 something, I was asleep.
That sounds about right. Oh, I didn't go to sleep right away. I lied. I called my brother and sister-in-law.
I texted a few people to be like, yeah, I'm here. And like, I'm safe.
I made a ramen. I stayed up a little bit.
That night?
I made a ramen. Yeah, that first night I had a cup noodle. Because they gave me one in the bag, and I was like, I'm going to eat this. I'm hungry. So I ate it. And then I went to sleep after talking to people. So that was it. And we made it. We're here.
We're here now. Yeah, high five. Woo-hoo!